try. I do not know whether More I'll be successful or not. Please let me try. This is looks like a scientific calculator. Can you see this, More? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
44.8 to the power. So to the power minus 0.8 equals to something. No, it is not working. So how do you do that? 40 C 44.8 to the power should come here. To the power minus 0.8 is equal to this into 210 plus 15. More, can you see it is 25.027?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you must be making a small
Actually, sir,
mistake
I was
somewhere.
taking 45 instead of
No, no, no,
44.8.
no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Till first decimal place, second decimal place, you have to take. So this is done, and I would suggest a modification. Achha, no, no modification. Let it be 20. Yeah, okay, no, let us do a small modification. Okay, so this is 25.03. Now you are going to calculate FT. For calculation of FT, FT would be calculated as FT would be calculated as UG into MRR divided by VS. And please recall MRR is VW into W into A 2, 1. Okay, because you are calculating it for F 2, 1. So how much is it? Anyone? You have to be bit more faster.
224.26.
Let me write down whatever you are saying. 224.26.
26.
I think there is a mistake by one decimal place. It is 22.42. So can you recheck your calculation?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So this is 22.42. So this number will come out to be 22.42. If this is 22.42, this is 2.5 times that. And as previously done calculation, it is 56.04. 56.04. So delta would be Fn 2, 1 divided by Kn. So Kn was taken as 10. So it can be taken as simply 5.6 micron. So this one would become 40 plus 4.8 minus 5.6. So how much it would be? Let me see. It would become 39. It would become 39.2. At this stage, it is very important how we have arrived at this number. This is very, very important. So this is 40 because this is set. This is coming from pass number 1. This was unmachined. This was not machined earlier. This was not ground properly. So this was remaining. And this is the deflection in the first iteration of the second pass. So in the second iteration, this is the value. Now you can calculate UG2, this FN 2.2, FT 2.2, FN 2.2, delta 2.2, and arrive at this. So any one of you or all of you can start giving me numbers. I'll check with my previously done calculations and I'll confirm it. Please go ahead. So how much is UG 2,2?
26.15.
26.16. Acha, can any one of you tell me why it is more than this? This was 25. Now it is becoming 26. What could be the reason? You are using an equation, that is a different thing. But what could be the inner reason? Variation of UG with A is like this. Earlier my A was 44, so it was somewhere here. Now it is 39, so it is somewhere over here. So definitely as downfeed decreases, as downfeed decreases, UG increases. This we have learned in the last class. Okay, now how much would be FT 2.2? 2,2? How much would that be? All of you, you need to participate. I cannot only depend on one or two of you. Please participate in the class.
20.5.
20.5. Who is it?
Ritesh.
Ritesh. So are you the 20.5? Okay. Now there is one more interesting thing. How come my UG increased but force is decreasing? This is 20.5 and earlier my force was 22.5, 22.4. So force is decreasing. Who can explain this? Anyone, please give a wrong answer. Please try to participate in the class. Ashok More, would you like to say why the force is decreasing? Specific grinding energy was increasing, but despite that, force is decreasing. What could be the reason? Ashok More, are you still there?
Sir, because A is decreasing.
A is decreasing. So it is law of nature. Simple questions. If you participate, A is decreasing, law of nature, you are removing less material. So if you are removing less material, possibly you have to give less effort. As simple as that. If someone would like to give a complicated answer, UG is decreasing, increasing, but MRR is decreasing because A has gone down. This increase is not being compensated by MRR, it is overcompensated, so FT is decreasing. But much more scientific answer is, which is not dependent on any mathematics, is that your is decreasing because you are removing less material. So Fn would be 2.5 times of that, which would be, should I hazard a guess?
51.2.
How much?
51.26.
51.2. So 51.2 Newton. So this is 5.1 micron. This was 5.6 micron. Now this has become 5.1 micron. So this would become 40 plus 4.8 minus 5.1. So this would be how much? 39.7. Am I correct? Hello. At least is this arithmetic correct or not? Is 39.7 okay? Okay, you people would not respond, so I have to go back to my Excel sheet. 39.7 is okay. Now I have taken a significant amount of time, so let me go back to this Excel sheet and explain it directly to you. So this is my Excel sheet. What I have done in that Excel sheet, let me see. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now just wait a bit, okay? this was our hopefully fast pass, and finally we came to a number deflection which was 4.8 and total removal of 35.2. So in our Excel sheet we are going to check that first. So what is it? Here I would not be able to annotate it possibly. Or let me see, review, start thinking. No, it is possible. It is possible. Okay. So this is my pass number. So all these are for same pass, pass 1, pass 1, pass 1. This is iteration within pass. This is 0th iteration. So in the first pass, set value is 0. Deflection from the previous pass is 0. There was no previous pass, no history. Effective downfeed is 0. Actual material removal is 0. No deflection because nothing been done. Everything is, this is UG, this is FT, this is FN. These are set parameters. This is U0, this is X, this is VS and all that. So these are everywhere it is there because I am not very good at Excel programming. So I cannot use constant. I have filled it in. You people might be knowing how to use constant and laughing at me, but I can't help. At least I have tried. Okay. So in the first pass, you give 20 micron, 40 micron. In the previous iteration, there was nothing. So 40 plus 10. In the previous one, there was nothing. So this becomes 40. So actual material removal, we do not know. This also becomes 40. So I calculate UG. I calculate FT, I calculate FN, and from this I calculate delta. So from this FN, this delta is calculated. How it is calculated? It is 51.96 divided by 10, which is, good God, this is 5.196, so that was taken as 5.2. So that 5.2 comes in. Next pass, AS remains 40. There was nothing from the previous pass. So this becomes, total becomes 40. 40 minus this 5.2 becomes 34.8. If you go back to your calculation, you will also get to see. And after 3 iteration, once again, we are reaching 4.8. As because this is Excel, I do not have to press any button. I continue till the 10th iteration. And from 3rd iteration onwards, everything is same. So at the end of iteration, first pass, what is the total deflection? 4.8. It comes over here. Now, then what becomes 80 in the second pass, first iteration? 40 plus 4.8, 44.78. There was nothing in the deflection, so it becomes 44.8. I have just done something over here, rounding off. So rounding off I have done, and then this cycle continues. So I have this 25.03. You people have calculated this. This was 22.42. You have calculated. This was also calculated by you, and they are matching. So your calculations are fabulous. And then it becomes 5.6 because it is 56 divided by 10. And then in the next pass, it becomes 39.2. Why does it become 39.2? Because 40 plus 4.8 from previous pass becomes 44.78 minus 5.6. It is the previous iteration. So this is the value of A. This is once again a guess value. And from that guess value, we calculate all of them and we get 0.1. And if we carry on our iterations, we find out after 5.2, that's our final deflection. And if we carry on this particular process, for the 3rd iteration as well, this becomes 3rd pass as well, this becomes 5.2, and you will see that this is gradually approaching 40. For the fourth pass, it is once again 40, and the deflection has saturated to 5.2. Then fifth, as because it has already saturated, I have assumed that till 10th pass, same thing will repeat. You can do it, will be done. In the 11th pass, this will remain 5.2. So whether it is 5, 4 or 10 doesn't matter. It will be same. So 11th pass, this will become 5.2. This would become 0 because in 11th pass, operator has not given any feedback. So this becomes 0 plus 5.2. This becomes 5.2. There was 0 deflection in the previous iteration. So this becomes 5.2. And once again, the cycle continues. And after the 11th pass, you are left with a deflection of 3.6. I have not continued it. You can build such a Excel sheet and the whole calculation till 13th, 14th or 15th pass, still your deflection is only 0.1 micron or so, so that the desired tolerance is achieved. Now let us go to this ones. In the 11th pass, we assumed this to be 8 because I simply assumed be 8, but actual calculation shows it was only 5.2. Okay, so in this way, using Excel and the numerical approach, one can solve the entire problem. One can solve it. One can solve the grinding simulation. And if one solves the grinding simulation problem, what would happen? He will get this kind of graphs. This is A. Oh God. This is A. This is P. So gradually your actual downfeed would increase. It will remain stable and it will fall. What will happen to UG? Now let us use this and see what will happen to UG. In the first pass, your final UG value was 27. In the second pass, it was 26. In the third pass, it was 25.99. And in the 11th pass, it was 90. So what would happen? Your UG, let us say UG is red. Initially, it would be bit high, then it will stabilize and remain stable. Why would it remain stable? It will remain stable because your actual material removal is remaining stable in the steady state. And then it will shoot up. Why would it shoot up? Because in this segment, A is decreasing gradually. And we know A versus UG variation is like this. So as A decreases in this particular part of the story, UG will shoot up. So all these calculations can be done using this iterative numerical approach, and you can use MATLAB very efficiently. Please talk amongst yourself. If you do not have access to MATLAB, there is a free software which is as good as MATLAB using the same command structure. I have forgotten the name. If anyone knows the name, can tell in this particular class so that others can also get to hear. I think dual degree student might be knowing. Any dual degree student, do you know what is that called? There is a something very similar to MATLAB using same commands like MATLAB, but it is freely available. You people do not know, so please, yes.
Mathematica.
Anyone speak at one at a time, please. Anyone, please.
Mathematica.
No, Mathematica is a symbolic thing, not Mathematica. There is something else. Please search similar software to MATLAB. I'll
So
try
Julia,
sorry?
Julia or GNU?
No, Julia, GNU, please find it out. There might be several software, but one I found last semester that was helping me a lot because it was same. The command set was same like MATLAB. And I would request, if you do not if you do not know MATLAB, it is a good opportunity to learn it. Not for this subject. Your everything, your placement would coming up. You would be going in different direction. MATLAB would be an asset if you can learn it, or MATLAB or equivalent if you can learn it. So this is what we were talking about. Now we will go into the analytical solution. For that, I can save it. I'll post this Excel sheet in Microsoft Team. Maybe by today night we will post it. Now, detailed calculation shown, grinding cycle, actual solution, analytical solution. Before going into analytical solution, I would like to, now you are seeing a black screen. This is not a network problem. It is simply, now you are seeing a white screen. It is not a network problem. It is projecting a white screen on this, on your feedback, on your network. So this is very important. Tomorrow we are having a quiz. So let me try to do something what I have learned. I do not know whether I will be able to do that or not. Whiteboard. Yes. So tomorrow you have a quiz. Tomorrow's class is starting at what time? Tomorrow is what date? 22nd, 09, 20. So quiz will start at 11:59 or 12 to 13 hours. It is a open book quiz. Whatever we have covered till last Tuesday's class. Last Tuesday's class is part of it. Let us take till last Saturday. So till last Saturday, whatever we have done, that is part of the quiz, and you have to use your Microsoft ID to log in the quiz. I really do not know how it would look like from student point of view. Tomorrow what I will do is that I will keep my institute mail open. So if you face any problem, you can send me an email. It is an open book test. It is requested that you people would not collaborate. Questions should be shuffled, and time would be 1 hour, and it would have 60 marks. I am planning to conduct 6 to 8 such quizzes, and they would have maximum weightage towards your grading, and there would also be some assignments. They would also have some weightage. Assignments should be 2 or maximum. So if you say 8 to 2, so whatever marks you will get, say out of 1000 or out of 900, that would be used for grading. There would not be as such any test. Most of my quizzes would be 1 hour or half an hour. So they would be rather long quizzes. They are MCQ type plus numerical. What do you mean in numerical? Say, for example, I ask you how much is MRR in millimeter cube per second, and the answer is 20.193. So you write it down as 20.193, and I will give possibly a margin of 19.5 to 20.5. This kind of margin would be given, and if your answer stays within that, you will get full marks. Whether it would be auto corrected or not, I don't know, because I do not really know much about Microsoft Teams quizzes. I have set it up. I have have given the correct answer, but if it takes the correct answer is 20.193 and you have given 20.2 and you are given 0 marks, then I will discard that and give full marks of 10 or 5 against that. So you do not have to be very bothered about it. If whatever you are getting, give appropriately, but it would not be possible for me that I have asked for 18 millimeter per minute, millimeter per second, and you have given in this particular format, or you have given it in this format to correct it. So look at the unit in which it has been asked and put in appropriate units. So fine, that's done. Now let us go to the numerical solution. So can you see this or not? Hello.
Yes.
Yes,
So
you can see. You can
Yes,
see.
sir.
Fine.
Sir,
So-
Sir,
what do you mean by the Microsoft ID, sir? Like the ID which we are using to log into Teams, or the
Your
Right.
institute ID, not
Okay.
your Gmail ID or anything. Do not come to me that I cannot log in because of Gmail issue. Please do not come to me for that. Why is it happening like this? Microsoft ID means your institute ID. So if you are a dual degree student, it would be something like ashok.more or something, whatever you have given at the rate of iitkgp.ac.in, and possibly for MTech student at the rate there is some KGPN or something. Am I correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So whatever you are using to attend classes, that ID. Do not try to log in using your Gmail ID. You would not be able to log in.
Sir, exam in which app is conducting, sir? Is in Moodle or Teams?
It would be conducted in Microsoft Teams. So within Microsoft Teams, you will get to see it. Okay. What I would suggest is that some of the dual degree students and some of the MTech students, you must have participated in quiz. This question is for dual degree student. Any of dual degree student, have you participated? If yes, say yes and say your name. Any dual degree student, have you participated in any quiz or any subject?
Yes, sir.
What is your name? Can I have your name, please?
Sir, Arpit.
Arpit. So Arpit Patel is your resource person as far as dual degree students are concerned. In which subject you have participated? I believe fabrication, that composite subject being taken by Professor Nilanjan Das Chakladar.
Sir, I haven't participated in quiz in Microsoft Teams.
In which
It was in
one
Moodle.
have you participated?
It was on Moodle.
Moodle, what was the subject?
Materials for advanced nuclear power plants.
Okay, no, I am not doing it in Moodle, so I'll do it in Microsoft
Okay.
Teams. Is there any other dual degree student who has participated in Microsoft Teams?
Sir, this is Durganand Jha. This is JMPA student. So I had participated in Microsoft Teams, sir, by Nilanjan Das Chakradar.
Microsoft Teams in that composite paper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I would request is Durganand has participated. Anybody who is taking that my composite subject? Anybody else? Other than Durganand, is there anybody else who has taken that composite subject? This is a simple question. Why are you not answering?
No, sir.
So Durganand, you are the only one who has taken composite.
Sir, I don't know. I don't know, sir.
Okay, so Durganand is the resource person. What I would suggest is that you people have a Google Meet call or any kind of call after this class, whenever you people are free, and learn from Durganand how to participate in Microsoft Team quiz. Okay, I do not know how you can do it from your side.
I can explain. I can explain in only in 1 minute, sir. So can you give me time 1 minute, sir?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
do
take 2 minutes time and explain.
Okay. Actually, when test is going on, there is a link sent by the sir in the chat box, and when we will click on that link, you will directly go to the Microsoft team, and at that situation, the Microsoft team is demanding the user ID and password. The user ID is our institute email ID, and password, which is the Wi-Fi password set up inside put inside the campus. That is the thing. After that, you can give the online test. This is the simple way.
Okay, so what I have understood, let me explain. So if I make mistake, you clarify, you correct me. First thing I have learned
Okay,
that
sir,
I
okay,
need
sir.
to send. First thing I learned from you is that I need to send the link. I was not knowing that. I thought I have set it up, but automatically link will go. So I'll do that tomorrow. This is a learning process for me as well. Then once you get the link in your Microsoft Team chat box for this particular course, you have to click on that link. Hopefully the link will not open before 11:59. When you
Yes, sir,
click
it
on
is.
that link, you have to give your user ID, which is your institute email ID. And I believe this is true for both MTech students and BTech and dual degree student. And then you have to give your password, and your password will be your Wi-Fi password. Dual degree student, please respond to it. Are you using your Wi-Fi password to log into Microsoft Team? Shantanu, can you
No, sir.
confirm?
No, sir.
Kailash, yes, Shantanu or Kailash, anyone?
Sir,
Who was
this is Shantanu.
Yes.
I am using a password which was set by me earlier. Means it is not.
So you are not using Wi-Fi
campus
password. You are using some other password. So this part of the instruction is bit different. For MTech student, it would be Wi-Fi password that you have set. And for dual degree student, as because you are in the system for a long time, you must be using some other password to access Microsoft Team. And same password has to be used for appearing in the quiz.
Okay.
Okay. This quiz is very important for me because whole, and as well as it is much more important to you. For me, it is important because if it fails, once again, I have to start from scratch. So let us hope that all of you would be able to participate. Now let us go. Let me allow to go to this thing. This is the analytical solution. For analytical solution, this can be done once again in MATLAB and in some calculators. It cannot be done in all the calculators. What is the analytical solution? We are trying to find out this quantity. How much is deflection in a pass? As because it is analytical solution, it doesn't require iteration. It is a single step solution for each pass. So this is for pth pass. I need to know Fn by Ft. For our problem, it was 2.5. I need to know UGP. For our problem, UGP was 15 plus 210 to AP to the power minus 0.5 come from numerical setting. So this has to be calculated. And this has to be multiplied by MRR into P. That will give you Fn value. There is a mistake in this. If you divide it by Vs, then you will get the Fn value. There is a mistake. What is the mistake? This has to be divided by Kn as well. Stiffness of the spindle. So this has to be divided by Kn. This was missing. So that's done. Now the problem starts. Why the problem starts? This is a number. This is not going to change. What about UG? Let me expand. Which is 15. U0, which is 210, minus X, minus 0.8. These are known. But this P, there is a AP part. AP part is problematic. This is A. That is whatever you have set in that pass, previous pass, delta P minus 1, this information would be available to you. So this is a numerical value minus deflection in this pass. So this is the deflection that you are trying to calculate, and it is also appearing here. So it is becoming a complex equation. It can be solved in calculators. Not use then it can also be solved using MATLAB kind of thing. So that into MRR, MRR is BW into VW into A once again gets basically delta P minus 1 minus delta P. So once again, A becomes part of the deflection process. So here, this is a function of itself, and that has to be divided by VS, and that has to be divided by Kn. You will get this one. This kind of equations, if you can solve directly in your MATLAB or in your calculate the solution immediately. This is the expression for the fast pass, this one UG, this is the fast pass, this will become 0. However, this is not 0, this is you are trying to calculate into BW into VW into AS plus this, this is coming here. So this is once again 0 because this is the fast pass. This is the fast pass. This is not 0. This is the same thing over here divided by VS into Kn. Kn I was missing everywhere. So in this way, analytical solution can be done. And if you are doing analytical solution, then iterative solutions need not be done. So I have shown 3 techniques to solve grinding cycle problems. So let me summarize. The first technique is tabular form. In tabular form, there is assumption. What is that assumption? That assumption is not correct. But still we have used just to give you the initial demonstration cycle. Deflection is a fixed percentage of AT. AT is effective downfeed or total downfeed. AT, if you remember, was AS plus delta from the previous pass. This has been used earlier as well. This is our tabular approach. What was the problem with this? Fixed percentage is problem. So after tabular approach, we have gone for numerical. Numerical approach, there is no problem. In numerical approach, deflection is controlled by stiffness. Stiffness is a known quantity. Only thing is numerical approach, to get the final solution, you require iterations. So using a calculator, solving such kind of thing is impossible. So now from your clearing the subject point of view, you can guess numerical problem cannot be set because it will require 1 hour, even if you are using Excel to solve. And whether you are solving by Excel, MATLAB, I don't bother because it is open book. You have the resource, you can solve it. Solving the problem is important. That is up to you. It is to your good faith. I cannot do anything about it. And last one is numerical, where iterations, last one is analytical. Where iterations are not required, directly you get a solution. But in that case, whatever you are trying to calculate is a function of itself. So solution procedure is bit tricky. You have to use your calculator accordingly, or you have to write a small code in. So if you are writing a small code, someone can say it once again becomes a numerical solution. I do not dispute that, but this is a much more straightforward way to approach it. Now let me take the attendance once again. Now I have made a mistake. The second part of our lecture has not been recorded today. So I am extremely sorry. So this part has not been recorded today. I made a mistake. So yes, Vinit Malik, please respond. Shiva Shankar.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Kailash.
Present, sir.
I think you can see the script, so do not get nervous. Harsh, you have joined. Are you there?
Present, sir. Yes, sir.
I missed the first part. Why was it? Your class starts at 8 today. Arpit Patel,
Present, sir.
Shantanu,
Present, sir.
Shantanu, Ashok,
Present, sir.
Ankit,
Present, sir.
Anup, Muralidhar,
Present, sir.
Ritesh,
Present, sir.
Krish,
Present, sir.
Gajanan, Durganand,
Present, sir.
Rohitash. Where is Rohitash? Okay, fine. Voice is not coming. Sarjil,
Present, sir.
is there anyone who is recording my videos? I'm not going to scold you. If you are recording, that would be that has served the purpose, because today I have forgot to record 9 to 10 session. Okay, so you people are not recording, fine. So maybe I have lost it. This, yes, Gajanan. Oh, that's great. So thank you so much. So 9 to 10 you have recorded. Hello. Achha. So what you can do is you have to somehow share it with me. I'll send you an email so that I can upload it into the YouTube the way I am doing it. That would be very nice. Okay. I'll approach you later on. Thank you so much for your time. So I will stop the class here if you do not have any other query. So Gajanam, thank you so much for recording. But how are you recording? Are you recording using OBS Studio, some kind of screen recorder? Bandicam. So you are using some kind of screen recorder. Fine. No issue. So please share with me. I'll send you an email at appropriate time. Okay. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt in that class.
Please tell me.
Sir, why not if you use that shaft, rigid shaft, then we can't get deflection. Then why we are taking that deflection shaft like
that? To take a rigid shaft, how do you make the shaft rigid? By increasing its stiffness?
Yes, sir.
None of the shafts are in. There would be some finite stiffness. Please look, here I have written. No one is saying that you make spindles out of bamboo. They are made of steel, they are height treated, but they have a finite stiffness. So because of finite stiffness, there would be deflection. What your suggestion is that improve Kn. Your suggestion is well taken. 10 Newton per 10 micron, stiffness of 10 Newton per micron is rather good stiffness. There is a group of grinder which are called ductile regime grinding machine. There the stiffness would be as much as 50 Newton per micron. But they are very, very costly. Improving stiffness is not so simple. First of all, you have materials problem because materials have finite stiffness. They are not infinitely rigid. And second of all, from the bearing location, there is a particular part of the shaft which is projected. This has to be projected. You cannot have your bearing exactly side by side. A bearing has to be located. Its shafts are to be mounted. What I have not shown is that for locating the bearing, here you would have the machine tool structure in which bearings are to be mounted. So all of them, they require dimension. So this L, it cannot be 5 micron. It would be 200 micron, 100 micron. Sorry, it cannot be 5 millimeter. It would be 200 millimeter, 100 millimeter. So that much of overhang length would introduce some kind of loss in stiffness. So you cannot do away with that. Was it possible, then grinding machines would have been built that way.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other queries?
Sir, this is Durganand Jha.
This is?
Durganand, sir.
I can't hear you.
Sir,
Just a minute. Yes, come on.
Sir, for your kind, one information is also there, sir, regarding tests. That is, the link will be